Okay, I need that. I need one of those. Ugh. The internet will tell you need to buy all the things to start a podcast. Not so. In today's video, we're going to show you what to spend your money on as a beginning podcaster. When you start your podcasting journey, the amount of things you need to buy can feel overwhelming. And as a newbie to the space, with all the talk about mics, mixers, and best equipment, it can be hard to discern what you actually should spend your dollars on. So in today's video, we are going to talk to you about what is most essential and what you should budget for as a beginning podcaster. All right, from the top, there are three. We're talking the big three that you should invest in as a beginning podcaster. That's your mic, your recording device, and your podcast hosting. So let's talk about why these three are so important. Let's start with your microphone. Why do you need to invest in a good microphone? Because podcasts are audio. That is how your audience is connecting with you. That's how they're hearing you, and you want to invest in sound quality. You could record your podcast on a phone, but it's not the best start out for your podcast quality-wise. So, can you spend a ton of money on a microphone? Yes. Yes, you can. Do you have to? You don't. The Samson Q2U is an amazing microphone with amazing sound quality for $70. So it is a steal at a microphone that's less than $100. The other amazing thing about it is that it has a USB cable, which means that it plugs right into your computer. And we are going to get into why recording devices are the next thing that you should invest in as a podcaster. So now you've got your microphone, you're recording your audio. But where are you recording it to? You need a recording device. Most people have a laptop or a desktop computer. Works beautifully. If you don't have one of those, you're gonna need to invest in that because you've got to have a place where you're recording your audio. We really recommend having a laptop or desktop so that you can have a seamless recording and editing process. Imagine trying to edit an hour-long podcast on your phone, not so fun. Having your desktop, your laptop, some kind of computer to manage that process will make it so that your podcasting journey is sustainable as well as enjoyable. Quick thing to note, if you're recording multiple people in person, you're not going to be able to plug in two USB microphones into your computer. Computers tend to freak out when you do that. Instead, you're going to have to get an audio interface to be able to record multiple people in person. We recommend the Scarlett 2i2, which is about $179, or the Evo 4, which comes in at about $129. So that will be a place where you have to invest a little bit of money if you've got the budget for it. Next, you need podcast hosting. Why do you need podcast hosting? Because just like a website needs an actual host to be live and accessible, your podcast needs a host to be accessible to the world. When it comes to podcast hosting, absolutely do your research. Think about what's important to you as a podcaster. You want to find a host whose interface is easy to use, it's a pleasant experience. You also want to find a podcast host whose support team is responsive so that when you have questions, you know that questions will get answered. And lastly, affordability. You're beginning, you're just starting out on this journey. You don't want to have to spend a ton of money on podcast hosting. So you want to find something that fits within your budget. At Buzzsprout, all three of those things are things we've worked really hard at. Podcaster to podcaster, when I started my podcasting journey 5 years ago and knew nothing, having an interface that was easy to use in a sea of tons of terms that I didn't know meant everything. It was a pleasant experience. When I wrote into support, they got back to me in under 5 minutes, and the plan that I needed was only $12 a month, and I was able to do everything I needed to do. Picking a podcast host that works best for you and what you need makes all the difference in having a successful, long-lasting podcasting journey. Podcast hosts are also really important because they make your content available to the masses. They push your content to directories like Apple or Spotify, and if you have a really good host, they provide a podcast website so that your listeners can easily access all your episodes. Okay, so if you've got a little bit left in your budget, there are the little two that you can invest in to enhance the quality of your podcast. The first is cover art. We say don't judge a book by its cover,
but we definitely judge books by their cover.
And your cover art is no different. It's the first impression of your podcast. If you have a little bit of budget, you can go to Fiverr or 99 Designs to get your cover art professionally designed. And speaking of first impressions, your intro and outro music is the audio first impression for your podcast. So this is a place where you'd also like to spend a little bit of money if you have it. We recommend Premium Beat and Audio Jungle as really good options to check out finding music for your podcast. So we talked about a few little add-ons if you've got the budget. Here's something that you don't have to invest in right now, but you absolutely need: headphones. We recommend wearing headphones when you're podcasting so that you can monitor your sound, but we also recommend wearing them while editing so that you can get an accurate depiction of what you sound like. So you can buy some and invest in some later, but for now, just use the ones that you have. I know we recommended the Samson Q2U, but if you want to look at more options, check out this video, Best Mics Under $100. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep podcasting.